Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Everyone has heard this iconic Christmas carol about chestnuts roasting on an open fire. But have you ever stopped and wondered what happened to the chestnut? After this video, you will know about the blight that caused the American chestnut to become functionally extinct.
Rex Mann, former president and board member of the Kentucky chapter of the American Chestnut Foundation, will explain more about the characteristics of the blight.
As far as the blight is a fungus, and without getting into too deep into this, it produces spores, tiny microscopic spores, and these spores can enter through any opening, no matter how tiny, in the bark of the chestnut tree and the wood of the tree. And as they grow, they form a canker, we call it, but it just lifts the bark away from the tree. And the bark is where the food produced by the tree moves down through the tree. So it effectively girdles the tree and kills it, just as if you took an axe and chopped the bark all the way around.
This is the range of the American chestnut as defined by the American Chestnut Foundation. It reached as far north as Maine and as far south as Mississippi. Before the blight, 1 in 4 trees in the Appalachian forest were American chestnut.
This picture shows the progression of the blight over time. At one point, it was moving at 30 miles per year, killing 4 billion chestnuts in total.
But all eyes were focused on my dad. And he was telling a story about a way of life that had existed in those mountains for 200 years, closely tied to this chestnut tree. And he's talking in vivid terms about what the tree meant to his people. Its huge size, its wonderful decay-resistant wood that was used for everything from cradles to coffins. And the amazing nut crops that never failed, that helped feed not only the mountain people, but their livestock. And an array of wildlife unequaled anywhere in North America.
One way to help restore the American chestnut is to become an active member in your local chapter of the American Chestnut Foundation. To find your local chapter, go to theamericanchestnutfoundation.org. Another restoration effort is the American Chestnut Foundation's breeding program. The goal of this is to develop American chestnut trees that are resistant to the chestnut blight and able to create a self-sustaining population to continue to evolve in a natural forest environment one day.
One of the biggest things that you guys could do is to spread the word about this using Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all those things that we dinosaur foresters know nothing about. But honestly, that would be one of the greatest impacts that you guys could make